Hey guys, welcome to our Patreon page. If you're not on Patreon and you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to our YouTube video about our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/CMC. I wanted to update this video because it's been several years. I have a bar now, which I didn't have before. I've grown a little bit, not out, but like in audience members and stuff. So I wanted to be able to refresh this. So first off, what is Patreon? Think of Kickstarter. If you've never heard of Kickstarter, then ignore that. Patreon is sort of like Kickstarter in the fact that instead of kickstarting a project, you're helping to continually kickstart a video show. Basically what you do is you choose some price and you donate that on a monthly basis. Here at Common Man Cocktails, if you donate, if you sign up on Patreon and you say, I'm going to give you $5 a month, the minute you become a patron, charges you $5. A small amount of that fee goes to the Patreon folks for being able to support the service, and the rest goes directly to me to help support the family. There's no obligation to how much you want to donate. There are rewards and there's incentives behind it. But in general, you support whatever you can. At the beginning of every month, that donation will come out of either your PayPal or your credit card or however you've chosen to donate. What do those tips that you're giving me go towards? Well, right now, I'm working to be able to pay for my healthcare. Here in the United States, healthcare is privatized. So to have a specific healthcare tier, you're paying for it. We currently pay about $1,100 a month for me and the family to have healthcare. 2011, my son was diagnosed with leukemia. What that means is that the tier of healthcare we have today is probably higher than what most families might have. And while he's cured of cancer and he's a growing boy now, we still have checkups and we have to make sure we always have the best service available at any given time. So unfortunately that means my healthcare is probably more than most people for a private healthcare because I am now full-time creating YouTube videos, running our online store at awesomedrinks.com and running homecocktailmenu.com and some other websites that I help to run for very little amount of money. So having anything from our tips and our donations is always helpful. So currently we have a couple goals set up. So if we can hit $800 a month, I'll do a full tour of the bar, all the cabinets, show you where everything is, show you where the cameras are set up, why we do things the way we do, where the refrigerators, what we stock in which refrigerators. If you were here, I'd give you some of the beer that my father brews. But to be able to show you some of the workmanship and the craftsmanship that my father put into this is going to be pretty exciting. And I know we're going to get there, so I'm already thinking of what type of angles and shots I want to do for that video. At $1,000, my new plan is we should have a hangout. All the patrons, at least those that want to show up or can show up, we should all get into a private Google Hangout. Maybe I can get Ian here. We could do it right on the set and answer questions, interact with everybody. If you guys would like to know what specific things taste like, we can do all that right there live in the Hangout. If you want us to make a specific cocktail that you just know that it's in the submission box but we haven't got to it in years and you want it to be made and for us to taste it and a little private tasting with you and the patrons, we'll do that as well. So it's kind of tailored to whatever you guys want to do and the direction you want to go with it. So that's at $1,000 a month. Then what I would do is take that, wrap it up, edit a little bit, and then post it so all of the rest of our subscribers can learn from whatever questions you asked, and everybody can benefit. So what are the different incentivized tiers that you can participate in? At $3 a month, you're going to get executive producer credits, which if you've been watching for a while, you see show up at the bottom of the screen or the top wherever I decide to put it.
Before we go too far, though, we should mention that today's producer is John Sherman.
Yo,
I'm not moving
new Patreon subscriber.
Oh, nice.
I'm at the beginning of the Patreon list again, so all the new guys are going to come up.
Welcome to the Patreon fold.
That gives producer credits to different people within our patron list. So what I do is I take my patron list, I sort it, and I troll through the list. And each episode, somebody gets to be the executive producer. When I get to the end of the list, I go back to the top, giving all the new patrons a chance, and then all the old veterans get their chance again. So the longer you're a Patreon subscriber, the more times you're going to get to see your name as executive producer. And if you needed some sort of resume credentials for it, I will give you whatever type of documentation you need for that. At $50, we'll create a custom cocktail. Probably have Jennifer do a bunch of those, but we've already kind of got a list growing for our current subscribers. So you give us different flavor profiles you like, we'll take that and we'll build a cocktail in your name and we'll record it and put it on the show. So you'll be seeing some of those in the future as well. Now, if you're a $3 donator, a $10, or $15, or $20, when you achieve the $50 lifetime donation, you'll get put into that list just like somebody who's donating $50 a month. At $100, we'll build a nice certificate of thank you that we'll be able to print out, put in the mail, and ship to you that has the date, your name, some awesome remarks from myself, and then signatures from Jennifer, me, and Ian that you can then hang on your wall or put in your desk or hold your head in shame, whatever you feel like doing with it. At $150, we will create a custom print that will ship you in the mail that has a shot of the whiskey sour at our bar with the recipe ingredients and the instructions under it and signatures from all three of us or anybody else you might want at the time, as long as it's not Doug because he's not around, and we'll ship that to you. Alternatively, if you decide the whiskey sour is not your game, even though it's one of the cocktails I highly recommend, we can do a shot of the Negroni for you. So either one of those two. Knowing the Negroni is my arch nemesis, it could be humorous to have that on your wall. Knowing it's one of Ian's favorite drinks, if you're a big fan of Ian, having that on your wall. Again, all of our signatures, nice beautiful print that you can then put in a frame, glass, or do whatever. Again, hang your head in shame. Whatever you want to do with that, that is up to you. At the end of the day, there's no obligation to how much that you need to be able to donate. It's not a requirement. It's an option if you want to help grow the show, participate in the show more, have some of those special perks, help me cover my health care, repairing any of the damaged hardware we have, upgrading stuff in the future to be able to get to 4K and beyond. So really, that type of support only comes from you guys. There's nothing more I can do about it except for encourage it. And if you can't donate, just know that your support of viewing the show, watching through the episodes, sometimes sitting through advertisements, and purchasing from Awesome Drinks, purchasing our ebooks, whatever it is that you're able to do, even if it's just to share it with a friend, so that that friend now becomes a subscriber and they can share it with one of their friends, and that friend could become a Patreon member. Whatever it takes to be able to spread the word is another way that you can help us. So I appreciate that. Thanks for your time, guys, and have a good afternoon, or morning, or night.